Yeah, where am I at here? Oh, right, I gotta go back into this case. Oh yeah, we're playing as Aya this time. See you, Simon. I hope you have a bad night. Good night. Excuse me, that word slipped out. Momiji! She did her due diligence. Well, I knew something like this was happening the moment that she falsified evidence. Oh, this game is the recipe's Iku is a problem, though. That's what we need to see. You still really like to show this on, don't you? At least she comments on it. This time, instead of being like, I don't know what that is. You think so? Feels like you make me look at this every day. Should do it that much, right? Now that I think about it, there's still one thing I'd like you to clear up. And what, pray tell, might that be? Alright, you thought you'd found who found out who the culprit is in that broken sign incident. You thought you'd find out who the culprit in that broken sign incident was, didn't you? Too cute. I'm not a Momiji fan, but this series has this series of games here has made me come around a bit on Momiji. It's made me come around on Iku the most, but Momiji definitely probably second most. In the end, were you correct after all? Of course I was. From the very beginning, I thought that Koichi must have been the culprit. Are you so sure? Because it seemed so senseless. That was the stumbling block for everyone else. Well, from my perspective, that became a clue. Yeah, but the game is making me think, and it was kind of building on the idea that it might not have been Koichi that did it. Ah, should have known. I worked at this in. I knew I could write an article better than anyone else's. And you were sabotaged, so it means it wouldn't be known that Koichi was the culprit? It sounds like both Satori and Koichi have an alibi for that, so the mystery deepens. Yeah, because unless, like, someone else thought that Aya saw them and then they sabotaged, or, like, it's completely unrelated. I mean, Hatade comes to mind just because of spite against Aya. Okay, so I did. Yeah, of course. There's a bunch of, like, the three characters that come to mind the most for who I think the culprit could be are Reimu, Marissa, and Hatade, but, like, those are kind of just assumptions based on who I think the game might pick, but those are almost baseless. Besides the fact that, like, the game dev hates Reimu and Marissa, so that's very possible, and Hatade just because connections with Io. Otherwise, I have, like, literally no other relation. I mean, Marissa was, like, rumored about the last trial, but that's not it. It's true. She's rumored that she might be involved. Say hi to Tenchi, we might not see her until, like, the end of the trial. What a curious sight. A brooding Tenchi Hinai. Maybe I should take a picture for the paper. Gotta start a fight, try somewhere else. Oh no, I didn't come here to start a fight. I'm here to take one on. You're still talking crazy. Did Iku not tell you about this? Iku? She flew out this morning and never came back. Show me Iku! Give her back, please! You must have gone to negotiate with the Yama then. Just what has gotten into all of you? That would be the fight I've come to take on. Yomu's defense. Yomu's defense? Wait, you don't mean you... That's right, I'll take over Yomu's case from you. Take over? You're the plaintiff! That has nothing to do with it anymore. Once you turn everything over to me, I'll be Yomu's attorney. That's all that matters now. I know. Give it a short stack. I think there's multiple things I've done that. Wait, what's this? Oh, this is the stuff I got from Eco. Yeah. Let me go back to the lofts real quick. Yeah, very pretty handwriting, Aya. Oh no, this was the draft that we made before Aya could like print it. Thought he won't get you anywhere with me. Oh, okay then. I guess Momiji won't be giving me any more flattery if it won't get her anywhere. So, the Tengu Report is like you, a story like life is like life itself, wouldn't you say? That's exactly right. This notebook of yours is filled with all the stories you've come to know. Also right, this notebook contains countless lives. Then don't you think it's rather crass of you, flaunting the lives of yourself and others like this? Not wrong. What am I doing? So Koishu is the culprit, if I'd known that earlier. I'm very sorry about that, but exclusive material like this is life itself to a reporter. You need to take your lawyer, true. I'm gonna start making new Eye Attorney game. I'm gonna make Megamoo. I'm gonna make new Attorney game, Touhou Ace Attorney games, but I'm gonna make Megamoo. Well, I already knew that newspaper of yours is much more important to you than I am. Maybe some meekness would have gone over better. Can I really trust you with this, Aya? After hearing your defense yesterday, I had to change my mind. Like you said, Yomu couldn't have been the culprit. I was the one who did it wrong. Anyone's judgment can go awry if they lose their head. But I don't think you've done wrong. You only need to pull yourself together. Tenchi. This is how you really feel now. It should be fine. Very well then. I'll have you take up my sword. Use this and help Yomu in my stead. Thank you. I was gonna say, she's gonna give me her actual sword? Everything in there is 100% authentic, so you don't worry about a thing. I wasn't worrying about that from the beginning. No, it's my fault it's being pushed on you. Well, you say this, Tenchi, but fucking Satori was being a bastard, and there's no way you were gonna get this through without falsified evidence. Like what you just told me, Tenchi. I haven't done wrong. I don't blame you either. You wanted to help Yomu, but the evidence you had wasn't gonna be enough. Even where there's no hard proof, you can still draw out the truth and create a chance for testimony. Satori was gonna be your opponent. Those kinds of mind games wouldn't fly. But I was thinking when I forged evidence. It's alright, Tenchi. I'll finish all of this for good. Please do. This is your show now. Just this once, I'll behave myself much quietly from the sidelines. This is one trial I really can't afford to lose, in many ways. Uh-oh. Probably second last trial in the series. I think the next game is just one trial. Holding cell... Oh, that's because Koishi's in the cell too, so we're gonna see both of them. How the fuck do you keep Koishi in jail? How are you doing, Yomu? Aya? Please don't act so guarded. I haven't come to force a confession out of you or anything. Rather, it's the opposite. Opposite? Must have heard about Miss Tenchi being forbidden from taking part in the trial already? Yes. Like you told me much earlier. I'll be taking over the defense in her stead. What? You? Well, it's no wonder you'd be surprised. But I promise you, I regret it now. Dragging you before the court like this. Then, you'll believe me? Naturally. Besides, you have Satori's endorsement. If Reimu's the fucking culprit in this case, I'm gonna lose my shit. Oh, yeah. And so I hope we can work together if you'll have me. It is I who should say so. Forgive me, I know nothing of this. She doesn't know what to fucking know. I guess she is pretty dumb. Oh yeah, we have all the evidence now. Showed you paper. It wasn't me. I understand that now. If you do understand, then it's fine. You're still wary me. I don't have to blame for that. Show her everything. Awful saint, something like. Do saints really get you that worked up? When it comes to doing laundry, I'm without equal. Sword confided. Yeah, it's fine. The stains I cannot scrub out are next to none. Is that really necessary? Yomu rubbing one out? Yomo, on that night, you only left Takigokuro once, didn't you? Yes. Then in court, you had to go look for something. But what was it exactly? I cannot say. It truly wasn't related to the case. Dude, oh my gosh. Oh, this again. But your whereabouts that night are related to the case. Even if you say that, I flew to many places throughout Gensokyo. You won't be telling me anything new. She still won't talk about this. Now, could you go over everything you know about that paper you used one more time? Yes. On that night, I had gone out on some business. When I returned to Hakigokuro, I found holes in one of our shoji doors. Who broke into Hakigokuro and broke those? That's also a good question. I thought I should fix it then and there, and I went to our storehouse to look for paper I could use. And as it happened, there was a bundle of paper. I used that to repaper the shoji. Yes. And that was when I came in. I swear, I never could have dreamed that paper had come from your office. Well, there'd be no reason for you to think so. So, it would really make no sense to steal paper just to fix up your shoji. Well, that's just in case. But you have no idea what tore up that shoji to begin with, do you, Yomu? No, I apologize. It was already like that when I came back. There are no clues to be found here either. I mean, Yuyuko was awake at this point. She said that she faked going into bed to see, like, to potentially get an idea of what Yomu was pondering about. She did say she didn't see anything yesterday, but... Are we going back to the hospital? I guess it's... Whoever broke the sign was likely the one who framed Yomu. Can I have you for a moment? Or can I have a moment, Koshi? You're... Been a while. I'm Aya Shimaimaru, the lawyer. Ah, you're the lawyer who helped Sis back then. What do you need me for? You gonna take my case? Sorry, right now I'm Yomu's attorney. Oh, right. Someone did say the Celestial was sacked. Koshi, I think your case is connected to what took place in my office. Would you tell me your account of it? Fine. I can't really tell you much. I was unconscious. Still, you might know something. Well, if that's okay with you, I don't mind. Ooh. Time to present her with everything. Surely you have dialogue for something. Surely. Oh, I broke that, didn't I? Oh, you all have days like that. You're not helping, Aya. I guess showing her this was never gonna help. Or lawyers get so good. Suggest Miss Yakumo. I think Ron Yakumo would be pretty good, yeah. Oh, that's just... That's right, Satori's closed. Is something wrong, Koshi? No, I just felt something was coming back. Must have been my imagination. What actually goes on in her head? This is solid. Have we heard this theme yet? I feel like this is new. Or if we did, I might not have heard this far. That day, I'd gone to the hot springs bath with Sis. But I fell unconscious in the middle of it. I don't remember what happened after it all. Nothing at all? Yep. Honestly, I don't know if I went out or not. Might be a bit of a stupid question, but... What is it? Koshi, can you still get dressed even when unconscious? Sure, that's not a problem at all. The more something is a habit of yours, the easier it is to do it unconsciously. I put on clothes like these every day, so it's kind of It's the kind of thing I'd have to do if I was unconscious. See. But it might be a bit tougher to put on a strange outfit, for instance. Seems like a peculiar line of dialogue. Even then, putting on clothes pretty much always goes about the same way, so it's not much of a problem. Did you put on someone else's clothes while she was unconscious? Doesn't sound like there's anything to be found here after all. She exhibitionist rumors dead, so true. Just in case, can you tell me where the clothes you wore that day might be now? You should be back at Chiridan. I'm sure Sis would show you if you asked. Understood. Are my clothes actually important? Well, just in case. I just kind of want to keep listening to this theme. There's a lot of good bangers in this series. Aki Gyoko Gokuro. This name does not need to be that much of a mouth. Oh, welcome. There's nothing for you here, but feel free to take a load off. Yo, we're getting off at Haki Gogoro? Carefree welcome from you as usual. Even if I worked myself up into a fluster, it wouldn't help anyone at all. Strike back, but I can't find a contradiction. You should take a moment to slow down and gaze at the sky once in a while too. But discover a whole new Gensokyo. I love Yuiko in these games. She's so... I don't know how to feel. I'll try it once I'm off duty. But duty is something people burden themselves with on their own, is it not? Particularly in your case. I want to strike back, but I can't find a contradiction. Time to give her everything. There's one thing I can promise you. That girl would never commit a crime for such a ridiculous reason. Lady Yuko. That doesn't say she would never commit any crime at all, mind you. Yuko has to be one of my favorite characters in this series. I honestly can't tell if she has complete faith in Yomo or none whatsoever. The thing Yomo went looking for, do you have any idea what it was? Well now, I'd like to know myself. Really? The night of the incident, you were here the whole time, weren't you, Lady Yuko? That's correct. If Yomo's to be believed, the paper from my office she found in your storehouse must have been placed there by someone else that night. I mean, someone trespassed in Hakigokuro to do this. Did you not notice any sign of them that night? Oh no. Even if someone came, I might not have noticed. After all, I was in my room most of the time. Then how'd you know that Yomo came back and didn't leave again? That girl is half phantom, so my sixth sense warned me. Phantoms may be able to go unseen, but there are things you can feel precisely because they cannot be seen. Okay, so this rules out Lyrica, Lunasa, and Merlin. Still have to take your word for it. And the intruder was definitely someone alive. Sure. That doesn't narrow things down much. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help to you. Well, that can't be helped. We'll have to do. Dude, there's so many locations to go. Who's gonna be here? Kyoko? Yeah. Everybody listening, how do you do? What? What the hell was that? Don't say hell, Aya. Don't say heck. Maybe the Great King of Terror finally passing into fantasy. I don't know if Reimu can face down such a foe.
Miss Aya, did you come to listen to my vocal workout?
I should have known. It was you all along. The same as ever, Kyoko.
I have to make sure I put in the work, since this voice of mine is my most charming characteristic.
Like the only characteristic. Be mean to her.
So then once more, with feeling. Oh, well, wait a moment. I need to ask you some questions first. Questions?
If you turn down the volume,
I will not.
don't just shut me down with a smile. Love Kyoko. Best doggo in the series. Like Touhou as a whole.
Ah, no! Even if you show me, I don't really know.
Got it. Wait. Oh, I got it.
It's been rent asunder.
Please don't rend our eardrums asunder to match, I beg you.
What do you mean? I beg you to please be quiet.
Oh, da.
Those are some of Miss Satori's clothes.
So they are.
Miss Aya, are you actually one of those costume players I've been hearing about?
Please don't say things people are gonna misunderstand. At least don't be so loud. At the time of the incident at the hot spring, there were only 3 people bathing there, including you.
That's right. Well, it all happened a bit late at night. That's just how it was.
You only witnessed Satori leave the one time?
Yes, I witnessed it spot on.
You didn't ever see Koichi leave the bath.
No, actually, before I knew it, I couldn't find her anymore.
That's because she slipped into consciousness, like everyone thought. Sounds like it.
That's some amazing power of stealth she has.
You see yourself as something like a complex about it.
Isn't that... Someone, Nanoka, no matter how hard I try, I can't ever seem to hide from anybody. Maybe she can teach me her tricks next time.
Stop shouting, that might be a step in the right direction. It? Act. I fucking... Oh, I knew. I called her name earlier. You wench. You filthy, filthy wench. Ugh.
Oh, if it isn't Aya,
What you doing in a place like this? I'd ask you the same. It's no surprise that carrion eater like you'd be picking through trash here. Who's a carrion eater? And this right here is a proper newspaper. I'm distributing. It's not trash. But you know what a newspaper is? It's a publication where reporters like me print recent, noteworthy stories, colloquially called news. A paper collection of days-old gossip you've heard secondhand doesn't deserve to be called a newspaper. Shut up, shut up! Like you ever write anything true in your rag.
what was that?
Now, please settle down. This squawking chicken insults me in my face. You're telling me to just settle down? I didn't say that. For now, may I have one, please? Oh, you want to read my paper? That's why it's so timely, us meeting here. Right. I know you're a reasonable girl, Momiji. Nothing like some other Tengu I know. It's not like you'd ever listen to reason. On I enough. There you go, Momiji. Okay, so is she the culprit? Is she involved in this? What's the deal with you, Hatade? Hmm. The power of thoughtography? Yo! Hatade's a thought? Yo, I can't believe it. Like always, it's all old news. Still better off than some sitting duck who can't publish anything because they're too busy playing lawyer. What was that? Seriously, just settle down, both of you. I can't believe you go around flaunting your notebook like this. Yeah, just say it because you don't even have a notebook to flaunt at people. At people? That's not it at all. Huh? Did I actually hit the bullseye? I'll just ask. Is it okay for me to read this? No, you can't. Then why are you showing it to me? That's a really good question. Why did I show it to her? Seems something like this wouldn't do anybody any good. That's the reason Koichi was found out in the end. You think about it like that, her being the culprit's an obvious conclusion. Just from the beginning, you know. It's not like I gave you that so I could hear your thoughts or anything. I get it, my office is short on paper of all kinds right now. This can go towards restocking the washroom. What? I'm just kidding, of course. So you've been looking into this institute too. Right now, the only stories worth talking about in all of Gensoka are this vandalized sign and the case of the paper stolen from your office. Every journalist around has been writing about it, me included. How did you first hear of this institute here, Miss Satade? I was actually flying about from place to place that night on the lookout for a sort of... I noticed there was some kind of disturbance around here, and then I went to have a look. You found yourself at the scene of the crime? I guess so. Even though you were a shut-in until not too long ago. That's got nothing to do with anything. Please wait a second, Miss Satade. What's up? I feel she's probably not the culprit by her attitude so far, but... By using your thoughtography, couldn't you get pictures of the culprit in the act? It's true. I have a pretty good idea of when the moment of the incident was. Obviously, I thought of that. I do have pictures of some figure, but, photographs of night scenes don't come out too well. Everything's dark and it happens so fast they're blurry. You can't tell who's in them at all. They're useless in every way that matters. Give me a break. I want to hear that from you. Yeah, but let me see them anyway. It sounds like trying to find the culprit this way isn't going to work. Well, that case is pretty much wrapped up already. With Koichi found out. No point standing around here listening to her chirping any further. I don't know if I trust her. She didn't say a single thing that's suspicious, but... A bit painful to look at, somehow. I know. Signpost wasn't bothering anyone. Because she broke it, she wouldn't have been aware she was doing anything wrong either. It's a little hard to wrap your head around. Orin! 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 Oh, there's nobody here. Representing the institute here is under arrest now, so I guess the police are all busy preparing for the trials. Shiriden. Momiji about to have a heart attack again. It's been some time since I last came here. That's right. It's been a while since we last met with Miss Satori. Since the institute half a year ago, you mean? Unconscious played a big part in that too, didn't it? True, come to think of it, it feels like this institute now has a lot in common with that other one. You sure you're not just overthinking it? I wonder. Momiji, why aren't you scared? Sorry for the intrusion, Satori. content in good cases. I mean, there's a ton of fan games and stuff with a ton of content. But this one does have a lot. Oh, Aya. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? Yeah, since that incident. That's right. I still have yet to repay you for the kindness you showed me back then. Oh, it was nothing. I'd like to hear your story for now, if it's not too much trouble. Of course. Ask and I will answer anything I can. What cup size you rocking? Time to give you everything I have on hand. It really was Koishi's doing. I know I don't have much room to be talking, but do you seriously mean that? Proof is there. That's an undeniable fact. Right. Ah, come to think of it. Am I wrong? Yes, there's something I forgot to mention. There's more? Well, think carefully. It's no great mystery. My clothes were a little damp. Damp? I put on my own clothes back then. I could feel they were a bit damp here and there. Like someone had been touching them with wet hands. Well, that does make sense because they were supposed to be previously on top of Koishi's. And then they swap positions. You're saying if someone left the hot spring and handled your clothes without drying off properly? Seems to be the case. In order to get dressed, Koishi would have to move my clothes aside so she could get her own. So there's really nothing mysterious about it. On the contrary, there's just further proof that Koishi went back to the changing room before you. Yes. Might be important evidence in her case. I should also make a note of it. Everything written here is true. The Koishi's clothes were originally under yours. Underwear? Correct, and they changed places at some point. Seems there's no doubt Koishi's clothes were taken from the basket. I really must apologize. I concealed crucial evidence. No helping it. I can't say I don't understand how you felt when you hid the truth. It was inexcusable all the same. Even if the Yama won't forgive you, I will. Thank you, Aya. But your actions at the time of the incident may have the definitive version in order. Ah, yes. I've been telling so many lies, it's no wonder you'd be confused. That evening, Koishi and I visited the hot spring above together. After having been in the bath for some time, I felt the need to use the restroom, so I returned to the changing room. Really only need to go to the restroom. Yes. To begin with, until I found the broken piece, I had no idea there had been any incident. Well, that is true. But when I went to get dressed and pulled out our basket, I found that Koishi's clothes were now above mine. While I wondered at this, I noticed the skirt's pocket was bulging. As we found a piece of the sign? Yes. I ran outside to confirm whether the sign had been truly smashed to pieces. Must have been at that time that paint from one of the splinters on the ground got my skirt. At any rate, I knew for certain that what I found was part of the broken sign. I'll just place it back there and leave. So Koishi happened to be going out, and whoever is assuming that Koishi is not the culprit, which is what I'm going to assume, but I'm not promising that. Someone took the broken piece and put it in Koishi's pocket in an attempt to frame her. Yes, that way no one else would have never known that Koishi had taken in the first place. Right at that moment, someone came near. You know who that was? I do not. I lost my nerve and fled as fast as I could. This could potentially be Aya, this could be Hatade, this could be a third party. Really? Huh, but...
When they stumbled upon the scene, they let out a cry. It might faint, but I feel there's a voice I've also heard somewhere recently. Voice. What did you do after fleeing the scene? First, I went to the restroom. And then I began worrying about what to do with the piece of sign I'd found. In the end, I hid it behind the shelf in front of me. He went back to the bath like nothing had happened. Yes, that's all. Hearing this, doesn't sound like anyone but Koishi could have been the culprit. Tori's, yeah. Incidentally, where are the clothes Koishi was wearing at the time of the incident? Ah, they should be in a room. Might be useful if I have them on hand, just in case. Could you let me see them? No trouble. Give me a moment. We're gonna take her underwear. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. These should be it. Thank you very much. If there's any other way I could help you, then please do not hesitate to ask. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Looks like there's anything odd about these. Right, no stains or dirt or anything. Well, I washed them yesterday, just be safe. Paint would not come out in the wash. At the very least, Koishi didn't get any paint on her clothes that night. But now I have. Well, I think we've heard everything Satori can tell us. We should see what we can find elsewhere. Sorry, thank you for speaking with us. Oh no, I should be thanking you for your hard work. Okay, where do we need to go still? Wait, hold on. I have more clothes to give to everybody! Orin. Oh, it's my pal the Tengu. Long time no see. Hello, it's been a while. As the day's been rough for you too? Oh well, it's kind of unprecedented. You'd say that again. Same for us. The sign we put out yesterday gets destroyed, and then people start saying it was Miss Koishi who did it. I just don't know what's what anymore. Orin. I'm begging you, pal. You gotta help little Miss Koishi. I'm gonna help you more than you know, but right now, I have to be Yomu Kanpaku's attorney. That's so. Well, nothing you can do about that. Orin. I shouldn't be taking this hard. I'm hard. Or talk to you. Oh, some of my clothes. Yes, we borrowed them for your sister. Am I gonna help you? This is what you wore on the day of the incident. Thought it had to hold some clue. Say that, the truth is just a hunch. Those are some of Miss Satori's sister's clothes. You can tell just from a glance? Can't you tell just from a glance, Miss Aya? Point. People we meet wear very, very distinctive clothes. Yeah, I haven't got a clue. Her tail. Like how the difference in the sprite is that her tail moves. Her face, all the rest of her body doesn't move. Not even her face, but the tail moves. If the sign was enough already, the post got busted up too. You have it tough, huh? I can help you fix it if you'll have me. For sure. Cats and dogs have been sworn friends since the beginning of time, after all. Cats and wolves! I mean, how hard is it to make a fucking sign? So it was really Little Miss Koishi who did this? She was unconscious, so there's no ill will involved. I already know that. But I can't just accept Miss Koishi committed a crime and be happy about it, can I? Guess not. Warren Reed? I mean, she made a sign. Miss Satori's clothes. Gotta be a pain to wash. No pain doesn't come out easy. Give me a break. It just keeps piling up. Those are Miss Koishi's clothes, aren't they? Do you notice anything about them? Not really. Huh? Must be just wishful thinking. Wait, what? Something wrong? Nah, it's just something about these don't feel like Miss Koishi somehow. You smell anything, Momiji? No. They smell like soap to me. Probably just my imagination after all. By the way, we heard that Koishi's trial is supposed to start as soon as Yomu's ends. You can see I is handling Yomu's case, and Miss Tenchi can't be a lawyer as things stand. Who's going to be the defending Koishi? What I'm worried about, too. When asking the police for answers, they just tell me that they're looking into it. It's like they're having a hard time finding somebody who will help. What if we have to play as a Tade? But this raid, if they do settle on someone, it'll be right before the trial. Turns out that way, it'll be real bad for Miss Koishi. That's how things are right now. Oh. Little Miss doesn't have anybody on her side now. No one. Nobody to help her. Or sorry, if I could take your case, you wouldn't. Don't be sorry. It's not your fault, pal. All of this. It's just our lot. But Koishi's not alone. Because she has Miss Satori, doesn't she? You'd think, but... what's the matter? She's tripping over her words. Something happened with Satori? It sounded like Miss Satori managed to reconnect with Miss Koishi at the end of yesterday's trial. It's like Miss Satori's still scared of seeing her. She hasn't visited Miss Koishi even once yet. Not once? Yunoko went to see the little miss earlier on her own. It was obvious how disappointed she was. In the end, she needs her sister. Miss Satori's the only one Miss Koishi will open up for, the way she is now. Koishi doesn't have a lawyer, and her sister hasn't been to see her. Koishi's gotta be hurting right now. Shut off her heart or not. Miss Satori's the only one who can make it better. Now Miss Satori won't go see Miss Koishi. I've got no idea what I should be doing. Ah yeah, that's how it is. We have to go down there and change Miss Satori's mind. Today's trial. You just said, pal. You've already got work only you can do. It's not right of me to bother you with our problems like this. A little time left for the trial. What should I do? Pretty easy. You just gotta warp down there. Here you go. Satori, may we speak with you again? So now it's about that business. Yes, as I'm sure you figured out by now, we've come to talk about Koishi. Are you fine to talk? Yes. Heard from Warren a little while ago. They haven't visited Koishi since she was arrested. I'm so afraid of me with Koishi. In court yesterday, I was able to speak with her again for the first time in so long. I was so happy. It felt like a dream. Then why? In truth, I think it's because it felt like I was dreaming that I could do it. Koishi had been steadily distancing herself from me for a long time now. Maybe too long. A gap like this can't be bridged in a day. I think of that, and how sad she looked when she was with me. You know, that's wrong. All of us could see how glad the both of you were to be talking again yesterday. It brings up us to another part of the problem. Back then, in that court, there were many other voices to fill the silence. But now, inside that narrow cell, it could only be the two of us there. Me and Koishi's closed-off heart. When I think of that, I can't help but be afraid. What do you say? Koishi's the one who must be afraid right now. Her sister doesn't have a lawyer to defend her yet. She has no one on her side. If you don't go and see her, she'll feel like even her family has abandoned her. But, fine, I get it. You're just scared to go on your own. We'll take you with us. Yeah? We'll drag you in. If it goes poorly, we'll drag you out. We're going to see your sister. If fear's what's paralyzing you, you won't take the first step on your own, right? Right. I see. Let's go, Miss Satori. You're Koishi's side. Yes, I'll be in your care. Okay. Sis? Koishi. Really, you, sis? What if it's actually Nue? Or Mamizo? Mommy, because we had 10 desires. Yes, I'm here now. You jerk! Yeah? Like Koishi. You're a jerk, sis. A dummy. A baka. Why didn't you come see me earlier? I've been waiting for you the whole time, sis. I felt like maybe you'd start hating me. Koishi. I'm sorry. I started thinking that maybe you didn't need or even want me as your sister anymore. And I was afraid to find out the truth. There's no way. I could never hate you, sis. I just didn't know if I was still fit to be your little sister. So I kept my distance from you for a bit. It wasn't because I didn't like you anymore. Yes, I really should have known. I'm so sorry I didn't understand that before now. It's okay. You've always forgiven me before for every selfish thing I've ever done. That's why I'll forgive you too, sis. Oh, thank you. Think you'll be alright, Satori. Yes, I must apologize for burdening you two with even more worries. It's fine. I'm sure we've been doing the same to you. And now, time to worry about what comes next, isn't it? Now, Koichi, I'm sure you understand your own situation, but can't be helped. I'm the culprit. You'll have the right to defense. At least I know there are people who still hope you can be proven innocent. I give myself up. You pleaded with me like this, didn't you, Aya? However, your circumstances then were very different from these. And anyway, there's only so much I can do now. The maid told me they still haven't found anyone to be my lawyer. But it's fine, since I'm guilty. We don't really need to hold a whole trial. Don't say such a thing. They are guilty. But you were the one who found the proof, right, sis? That shows I'm the one who did it? It might be true, but no one saw that moment. It must have been because I was unconscious. Anyway, we've had to leave things as is. If there's anyone else who can defend Koichi, and then I'll be fine with it. You shouldn't be. This isn't fair. There's no lawyer. Then I'll defend you myself. Miss Satori! There's no one who knows Koichi better than I do. That's why I'll be the one to defend her. I feel like that's like conflict of interest. This come to, then they'll have to accept even someone like me as a lawyer. I guess so. I think having you as her lawyer would be the best thing Koichi could ask for. I feel like that's conflict of interest, though. Sis. Koichi, I'm sorry for everything up until now. This time I won't be turning my back on you. Although I feel like Aya potentially defending Yomu is also kind of conflict of interest, but... Would she defend herself? True. Okay, thank you so much, sis. I love you. Whoa, toxic Yuri. I won't forget. And I always remember that your big sister loves you too, Koichi. Your minds are made up. I think there's procedures to go through. This last time, so there's a lot that happens. I forget some things. Well, I'm sure they can ask Saki to take care of that. It won't be long until it's time for us to head to court. And maybe we should try to speak with Yomu again. Oh, we still can? Right. I don't think she'll be telling us anything more. There's no harm in trying. Will you allow me to accompany you? Actually know what the fuck Yomu was doing. Oh, that's saying I was conflict of interest. Yeah. I'm concerned for Yomu as well. That's fine. We have to go right now. You're leaving? Don't worry. I'll be back in a moment. I won't be leaving you alone for long. Okay. We're to be seen again. Yomu. Yeah. Seems it'll be time to go soon. Right. That's why I wanted to hear what you had to say one more time. Even so, what is there for us to still talk about? Yomu? Yes? What is it? No, it's only... When I heard you, it jarred something in my memory. Memory? Satori? What do you mean? I'm not sure, but there's something. What could have... Oh, that's it. That voice. Yomu came across the sign in the middle of the night. That's why she's been acting fidgety. You don't mean... What about my voice? I remember now. At the scene, someone suddenly came by. That voice I heard back then, it was yours, Yomu. Are you serious? Tori. You were at the scene of that destroyed sign shortly after the crime. I clearly heard your voice there. Must be mistaken. No? I was never near that place. It has nothing to do with me. Yomu, you already know just how meaningless it is to lie to me. For a second, I was about to say, New Way. Dude, this whole series I've been doubting New Way, and she's just never gonna fucking appear. At any rate, it's time. Let's go, Aya. Not so fast, Yomu. What the hell's going on? Miss Satori, can you tell the reason why Yomu's lying to us like this? Unfortunately not. That's something she wants to keep hidden deep within her heart. She fled before I could see it. Yomu. She'll be trying to hide. Oh, this is awkward. Aya? What is it, Yomu? Will you be fine in today's trial? Well, I can't promise we'll be 100% fine. That's Sananoka. Just what is Yomu trying to hide? No idea. But that said, it doesn't feel like she'll be telling us. It would be gone. You already look ready to give up the fight, you Hatade. It's good. Hatade, Patchouli, or Remy? Who do you think it's gonna be? It's one of the three. If it Hatade, Remy, Patchy, or a third party. What are you guessing? Remy? I could see it being any of them. Tenchi. Okay, that was not who I fucking expected. And of the evidence I'd gather over to you because I trust in your skill. You are aware of that, I hope. Seen Remy in Eternity, yeah. Eternity wasn't out by this game. Hello? She's Touhou 16. That was after this game. I had my mic volume turned down. Of course I am. I don't intend to lose. You're relieved to hear. My beloved Iku! But if you do lose, I'll make you answer to me. You'll feel foolish for ever having doubted me soon. I'm sure. Momiji, please work your hardest. Yes, leave it to us. Aya, Tenchi. Yomo, could you actually, like... would be an eternity. The evidence you've assembled, and the facts you've proven. Now that I've inherited them, I won't be defeated. It's gonna look bleak, and Aya's gonna give up, and then Momiji's gonna have to save us, because that's every fucking trial with Aya. I can't thank the both of you enough. Yomu, could you please stop fucking lying? The time has come. You'd better get to work. I have faith in you. I have a mountain of faith in you. Right, I won't let any of you down. Actually... Where's Remy? The second session in the trial of Yomu Kanpaku will now begin. The defense is ready. The prostitution has no delays to report. Now, are you certain about this defense? So over, I have nothing left to fight with. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to assemble. Yes, I believe in Yomu's innocence. In other words, you're turning your coat. I'm sure you'd be within your rights to say so, but that's not important right now. What do you feel otherwise? Oh no. You see to your duties, and I'll see to my duty. If all of us will accept the arrangement, may I begin, Your Honor? Please proceed, then. Here's my problem. I just realized. The biggest, thing about, the last trial was Iku, Eiki was getting along well with Tenchi. She was giving us a lot of benefit of doubt. But we know from our past experiences that Eiki hates Aya. So now we gotta go back to the 2v1. Or this is the 1v2. The defense has been insisting that needing the paper to fix a shoji was insufficient motive for stealing. And so today I'll be proving a motive for the defendant through a different approach. And what different approach would that be? The defense brought forward the theory that the paper theft was committed because the culprit felt threatened by news coverage. Oh, you fucking skank! She's gonna prove Yomu went to the fucking sign. Prosecution will accept this as a fact. That's the case, Yomu. Yes, that is the heart of the matter, defense. In so short, Yomu Kanpaku was not unrelated to the Hot Springs vandalized sign. Yomu just dropped the damn charges, if only. What? Defendant, take the stand. Order! You certain of this prostitution? I will be sustaining my claim shortly. After that purpose, I'd like to call the defendant as a witness, first of all. How will you respond, defense? I understand. Yomu can testify as a witness. And she's gonna lie about never having gone to the scene of the crime. We're gonna have to prove that she went to the scene of the crime. The defendant will take the stand. Because Yomu does nothing but lie. What? For now, please state your name and occupation. I am Yomu Kanpaku, Akigokuro's gardener. And just what is the defendant to testify about? Before we get to that, allow me to report our findings from today's investigation. Is Koishi's innocent if Yomu broke the sign? True. And I don't feel bad for Yomu getting accused because she's just like not saying anything. Location of that broken sign sees very little traffic and is far removed from public notice. Yet many curious onlookers gathered at the scene, and it was one of them who made a report to the police. How did this come to be? Bringing together the onlookers' testimonies, it became clear that the first ones were there were drawn to that place upon hearing someone's voice. Someone's voice? From what we were told, the first individual to happen upon the scene let out a shout. Well, wait a minute. That's so awful like a story I've heard before. However, even after following up on all these accounts, this first discoverer could not be found. And Saki happened to hear momentous testimony mere moments before court had to be convened. She was waiting outside the defendant's cell, you see. Yomu or Sanai? That's a good question. Sakuya out here with devious tactics. Aya! She has to be talking about you fucking skank. Without saying the conversation we had a minute ago. What might this important testimony be? Before I explain, do recall the testimony Satori Komeiji gave us at the end of yesterday's trial. After finding a piece of that sign in her sister's pocket, she went to the scene to confirm what had happened. While that would make her the first discoverer in a sense, she would not raise her voice at the scene of the crime. She had a good reason to want to conceal it after all. That is correct. Here's what concerns us. She also testified that someone suddenly came upon her at the scene. What? Whoa! Who did what? You tell me that Yomu came upon Satori at the scene? As she fled, she heard that someone's voice. And that would have been the shout of the first discoverer you've been speaking of? Exactly. And Satori Komeiji stated quite clearly in that holding cell just a little while ago. The voice she heard was that of Yomu Kanpaku. What did you say? The voice she heard was that of Yomu Kanpaku. What did you say? Ikki has hearing problems. Yeah, there will go beyond. Boing. Order! Order! Going by this, we'd be certain this first discoverer was actually our defendant. However, something like that isn't any reason for Yomu to obstruct a newspaper. Oh, one more thing from me, if you would. That incident was first reported by one of the onlookers I mentioned. And not by the defendant, the first on the scene. Huh? In short, the defendant was a witness to that incident, but she has been keeping this a secret. Why is that? Testify. You're wrong. That wasn't me. You fucking... Yomu on her way to make both this trial and the last trial 10 times harder than they actually have to be, just because she's a... She's like Sanai. I love this face so unbelievably much. I have to make this into an emote at some point. Then the prosecution will call Satori Momiji, so she can testify instead. You can't! It won't be possible to keep on lying in front of Satori. That means the Yomu's secret is going to be exposed one way or the other. Defendant, why did you not report this incident? Will you testify to that? I will. Must have something to do with Yomu's secret. What's going to blow up in our faces now? Yomu will be like, I didn't want to be suspected in the case, so I lied! I was flying around across Gensogyo because of certain business I had to see to that night. I have not yet to hear what that is. That was when I happened to pass by the scene, I saw a post standing without a signboard. At first, I was surprised and let out a shout. But then I saw it was nothing worth worrying about. So I left without telling anyone. You did not think this was cause for concern? Yes. Police might have been otherwise occupied, so I felt like I shouldn't bother them for no good reason. What does the prosecution think of this? For now, I'd like for the defense to cross-examine. You'll make me corny Yomu for you. How sly. You do not mind, defense? Yes, I understand. And cross-examination may begin. The reason for my silence. Hey, we get this theme back. Mata! We get this. I prefer Tenchi's Mata. By business, you mean that search you went on? That's correct. Just what was it you were looking for in the end? It has nothing to do with any incident. He really is dead set on keeping it a secret. It has to be really embarrassing, right? Trying to think of that. Think that at this point. It's gonna be panties. She lost her panties and she's on a search for them. That's what. Yeah. Don't deny you passed by the other crime scene. Yes, such as it was. In other words, you were a witness to that incident. I suppose that's true. Having witnessed that incident, what did you do? Why did you think this wasn't worth worrying about? Because I thought perhaps that signboard was being replaced. Replaced? Yes, I had heard from Oren on a previous visit that she wanted to replace the old worn sign with the new. What the fuck? That sign was a day old! I'm not thinking of it. The sign that got broken was freshly made by Oren. That's the reason paint stuck to Satori's skirt. When that dawned on me, I felt a bit foolish for shouting over something like this. Pieces of that signboard scatter all over the scene. You're gonna claim that wasn't cause for concern? It was quite dark at the time, and I didn't notice the debris on the ground. There's no reason I should have thought that sign had been vandalized, merely from seeing that post. You claim you only witnessed the signpost. Yes, I only raised my voice because I was surprised to find the signboard was missing. For now, add this statement to your testimony. Understood. Easy contradiction, but I'll press everything. Let me confirm again. You say you only got a good look at the post. Yes, that's right. Something tells me I'm not finishing this trial today, by the way. You're surprised that the signboard it should have held up had disappeared, and you let out a shout. But remembering what Oren told you, you thought that nothing suspicious was happening. Correct. There's no issue with that, is there? It certainly sounds reasonable. You sure about that? You made no report because you didn't think there'd been any incident to report in the first place.
I was mistaken. So you did not think there had been any incident. What a convenient excuse. I'm not making excuses. I'm always hiding something as clear as day. So, obviously, we're gonna have to turn this around and we're gonna be like, Youngwood's there. It's gonna be suspicious, and then we're gonna eventually proceed into who is the culprit. Hey, squeeze me? Give me my health back. Oh, there's a drunk Suika? Yo. The culprit is Nue pretending to be a drunk Suika. Really? It was the post, not the sign? You can probably see that post, even in the dark. That's correct, isn't it? Yes, I would not have shouted otherwise. And after getting a good look at it, you thought nothing strange was going on. Is that it? Right. And so, if there's no problem, there's a problem, Yomu. Because it's clear this post is snapped in half. Ah! Looking at this bizarre signpost, you still thought nothing was wrong? I was just saying the fact that she said that Horton was swapping the post when the post was literally like a day old, at least this new post. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Maybe she was thinking of an old post. Never mind that. Order! And what is the meaning of this? It's... Good grief, if I don't take care, you'll do all my work for me. Actually, it's as you said, just looking at this post would make it clear some sort of incident had occurred. Yeah, I got to that line of thinking eventually. Why'd you not report as a witness? It was because... Yomo, please tell the truth. If you keep on doing this, we'll lose. But... You'll be fine. No matter what happens, I'll stand by you as your lawyer. I understand. You'll say so. You tell us the true reasons this time. Yes, I won't run away anymore. She's still gonna hide other things because she refuses to tell the truth. Then your testimony. Truth is, I went out shopping after noon on the day of the incidents. Somehow I left behind one of my swords back then. I only realized after returning to Hakigokuro. Lady Yuko knew I lost one of my treasured swords. She'd be furious. I became so afraid that I thought I had to hide it from her at all costs. But this is potentially true. Well, that night I waited for Lady Yuko to go to sleep and sneaked out to look for the sword before she could notice it was missing. While I was searching, I passed by the scene of the crime and saw the broken sign there. Did you find your sword back? I hadn't found my sword yet, and I knew that if I made a report to the police, Lady Yuko would learn about me sneaking out that night, so I pretended I never saw anything. You've told no new lies this time. There's obviously a lie somewhere. Yes, this is the whole truth. That being, the defense will cross-examine. Understood. What Yoma's been hiding? Here, let's make sure we learn all we can. What are you shopping for? Groceries? Well, you were right to assume it was mostly groceries. Lady Yuko eats so much. You often have to go shopping like this? No, often doesn't quite describe it. Fact of the matter is, it was by chance that you had gone shopping on the day the incident occurred. That's right. I doubt this will relate to the incidents. As in, you sat down and forgot to pick it back up? Yes. It's rather embarrassing. Where did you end up finding that sword, by the way? It was on the steps that lead to Hakigokuro. She's lying. She hadn't found her sword. Wait, it was right in your doorstep then? Yes, well, it's always been darkest under the lamppost. And then... maybe she's not lying, I don't know. Would it really be such a big deal if she found out? Just a lot of sneaking. Oh, yeah. For one of the way of the sword, losing your weapon is proof that you're half-baked. It would be inexcusable. I know Lady Ko would only smile like she always does and go, "Oh, Yomu," but she wouldn't be smiling inside. Hey, that does sound really scary. People who are always smiling are usually the scariest when they do get angry. For the time being, I feel like we can all understand the witness's circumstances. Thank you. It sounds like she didn't actually go to sleep. So it seems. I think I made her worry for me on top of everything else. Yuko said you were strangely restless, but that was because you lost your sword? Yes. I was on tenterhooks the whole time. Yuko may have well felt the same way. I was searching. I passed by the scene of the crime and saw a broken sign there. How'd you end up in such a place? I didn't know where I could have lost the sword, or trace my steps as best I could. Crime scene was along the way? Yes, that's it. And when you dropped it in, Satori was nearby. That seems to have been the case. You're hell-bent on keeping your search for the sword a secret. Yes. But you did find it in the end, so why'd you try to hide it all this until now? Yesterday's trial confirmed you'd gone out that night from the very beginning. Lady Yuko's bound to ask you about it afterwards. What was the point of going on and keeping this secret? When I first heard Tenchi's arguments from yesterday, made me think that hiding my search for the sword could be taken as a motive for me. But I felt like I should never tell anyone. That's now become the core of the prostitution's arguments. I believe we now understand the circumstances. And they should make the defendant's motive very clear. While this witness was the first to discover an incident, she was searching for a precious sword in secret at the time. If reporting of that incident continued, her tie to it might be discovered, and the matter of that sword might come to Yuko Sagiochi's attention. For that reason, the defendant thought to sabotage the victim's newspaper. We're gonna have to show that our newspaper head was talking about Koichi, though. Although I don't know if that's enough. I see. That'd be a possibility. By setting the stolen paper in the shoji, she could dispose of the evidence without arousing further suspicion. Yo, imagine if Yuko got aroused with suspicion. That is the whole story of this case. But there were other newspapers covering that incident. If you didn't want anything about it reported in the news, you'd have to sabotage every single newspaper. There wouldn't be any need for that. Obstructing a single newspaper might have sufficed. What are you talking about? If trouble was made with one newspaper, you crows would flock there to peck at a fresher, more exciting incident. And afterwards, who would bother reporting on a broken sign in the middle of nowhere in detail? In that situation, the chances that a reporter would poke around and discover that the first on the scene was the defendant would fall drastically. I see. Here's a convincing theory. Seems like a interesting conjecture. For my part, I feel like we've heard enough. But please wait just a moment. All the prosecution is showing some more. Dude, I swear, we get Tenchi out here and Eiki listens to everything. We get Aya, and every 5 second thing is like,
I will now announce I will now call the verdict. I believe she's guilty. No point delaying this any further. There's no definitive proof she is the culprit. All suspects of the defendant still have an alibi, so there's no longer any room for doubt. Do Satori and Koichi have an alibi. That means Yomu is the only suspect left. Let's settle down and think, Aya. Was there really the only 3 suspects? And then no one else would be troubled by reporting on that other incident. It's true as far as we know, unless someone wanted to frame Yomu. We should ask those concerned in that other case. Was there anyone else involved in it besides them? You're right. That's still something we can do. The question is, who do we ask? There's only one option. Someone who's at the heart of the incidents but never took the witness stand. Talking about Koichi? Ah, I've got it! Now, if there's nothing else to discuss, the Bro, Eiki! Eiki hates Aya. I thought she'd hate Tenchi more, but she hates Aya. Please give me a moment, Your Honor. The defense is not done making its case. What is there left for you now? Dude, Patchy, how many trials have you lost at this point? As things stand, the defense and prosecution both agree that the culprit in the office robbery is connected to the incident with the broken sign. Right now, we know of 3 people involved: Satori, Koichi Komeiji, and Yomu Konpaku. Of those 3, both the Komeiji sisters have an alibi, which leaves only the defendant, as I have said. Is that really the whole truth? What do you mean? So I think what we actually are going to end up doing, now that I ponder this, is we're going to more or less showcase that Koichi could have done this. And then move the blame from Koichi to someone else, sort of. Someone framed Koichi with the whole clothes incident. The possibility that someone unknown to us was involved in that incident still exists. If that were true, how do you propose to ferret out a new suspect? Extremely simple, by asking the parties concerned in the case of the broken sign. You say parties concerned, but who among them might know anything we haven't heard yet? There's only one option: someone who's at the heart of the incidents, but never took the witness stand. Hey, aren't you just repeating exactly what I said? Momiji hard carrying the trials as usual. Tenchi truly is the greatest lawyer. Gets on Eiki's good side, doesn't need Momiji to hard carry her. And if you'll say so, let us have the defense make themselves clear. I think we need to call Hatade. Angry reporter who uses her power of photography to research her articles. How do you go? It's just a pain. Was what she used to believe. Particularly prosecutor, although she no longer feels like it as of late. Seems like her asthma has gotten a lot better. Was she only using 1% of her asthma before? The Yama in hell, Your Honor, in the court. Yeah. Think Patchy should take the stand? Yo, let's get that. Nah, she was already a culprit in a different incident. They're not gonna do it again. Obviously, I'm speaking of the culprit, Koichi Komeiji. What? Order! You wish for Koichi Komeiji to testify? I do. As the culprit of the other incident, she might know if any other parties were involved in it. The defense demands that Koichi, who is now in custody, be summoned as a witness. What are the prosecution's thoughts? I'll allow it. If you insist, she can be called here. If this proves to be a waste of time, you'll have to admit the defendant's guilt. This is my one condition. As for me to decide, I suppose I have no objection. You fucking scat, dude. Eiki is in bed with Patchy if Tenchi's not involved. It's unbelievable. And what of the defense? If it comes out of Koichi's testimony, Yomu will be found guilty then and there. That's a terribly harsh condition. Yeah, but like, what's your alternative, Aya? What are you gonna do, Aya? Well, we're headed for a guilty verdict if we let things go on as they are now.
We'll go for it. Defense will accept this condition. I don't like the conditions. I don't like the conditions. It's gonna get used badly. Very well, Koichi Komeiji is to be brought here from her detention cell at once. What if she disappears and starts drifting off? Well then, witness, your name and occupation. My name is Koichi Komeiji. My occupation is... is it fine if I say my sister's little sister? That's quite vague, but I'll have to do. Now, lawyer, just what will you ask of this witness? Alright. For now, please testify about the time of the incident at the hot spring. Condition complete. If Koichi's testimony doesn't provide anything useful, then she'll hand down the guilty verdict on the spot. Or might come into view as we go from there. Will you agree to this, witness? It's fine. On that day, after stepping into the hot spring bath, I fell unconscious. Because of that, I can't remember anything that happened after anymore. Honestly, I can't say for sure if I even went back to the changing room in the middle of my bath or not. Don't understand the incident very well either. Is that all? I'm sorry, I really don't remember anything. Just what are we supposed to learn from this, Miss Attorney? This is what cross-examination is for. Say that, but she really doesn't remember anything. This might not go anywhere. There has to be a way to make her recall more. I was just saying that. For the time being, the defense may cross-examine. I can't be giving up before I even begin. I need to jar Koishi's memories somehow. Jar of Memories? That's a magic card that I think got banned. How hot was the hot spring? Did it happen unexpectedly? Oh, it's not like somebody be... Well, it's not like somebody be conscious of becoming unconscious. But if you are, then you aren't unconscious. I guess that makes sense. If you're unconscious, do you have any memory of what took place past this point? You remember nothing at all? Yeah, nothing at all right now. Will you keep questioning her like this? Of course I will! I was unconscious, like she's dead and inert afterwards. I may not remember it, but what she saw and did must still have subconscious traces. I have to dig these out. You don't remember leaving the bath? I don't. The incident did happen, so I must have. Someone wet did grab the clothes. That seems to be the only natural conclusion. In other words, if she hadn't, it would contradict what we already know. That's true, so if we could only ground what Koichi did in reality, it might help revive her memories. How do you plan to do that? What happens in reality remains in the evidence. Just try showing evidence Koichi did in fact go back to the changing room. Let's see. And you really can't remember? Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't even tell you what I did. Well, yours is a special case. It cannot be helped. I wonder how we're going to make any progress under these circumstances. Honestly, we could do without the sarcasm. Iggy-gaggy! You might not remember, but the evidence does. The evidence? Yes, they did not disappear. Your handprints! I didn't know they're hers. Handprints? You must still remember hearing about Satori returning to that changing room and getting dressed. Ah, yes. That turned into the central focus of yesterday's debate.
Actually, at that time, there were already wet handprints on Satori's clothes. Wet handprints? In other words, before Satori went, someone must have entered the changing room and touched her clothes with his wet hands. Would that have been you, Koichi? Clothes. What is it? Have you called anything yet? Smell. I smell girl. Yeah. Hazy, but I remember it. Back then, I definitely went to the changing room. And, yeah, something smelled like sis. Satori smell. Ooh, that pungent Satori smell. Yeah, that's it. Sis's clothes were there. That's where her scent came from. There's no mistake. I grabbed Sis's clothes. I remember the smell from back then. You've taken a step forwards then. However, what could this lead to? Better trace Koishi's memories this way. If it's fine with you, Koichi. Sure. Feels like I'll be able to recall all kinds of things speaking with you. At some point, we're going to call something patchy. It's going to be like, she isn't to be trusted. Let's give it a try. On a journey into the unseen. We'll be fine at the end, I wonder. I love the slow version of this. Okay, while me and Sis were in the hot spring bath, I fell unconscious. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. I came to just a little bit at some point. I think since I need to go to the toilet. So I returned to the changing room. I went to the basket our clothes were in. I don't remember anything past that. I must have gone out to break the sign just after. Definitely more concrete testimony than before. The developments we've been hoping for have yet to materialize. Seems doubtful that any further concerned parties will emerge. No matter how the prosecution may feel about it, I will be cross-examining. Aki actually letting me? Aki actually letting me do things? This is unbelievable? For now, can we be certain you fell unconscious? Right. Since I can't remember, I must have been. Question is what happened afterwards. Yeah, that's true. No need to rush, Koichi. We can trace your memories at our own pace. Okay, I'll try. The toilet? You too? Yeah, just like sis. The Both of you went back to the changing room for the same reason. Seems like it. Yeah, I definitely remember. So you say you need to pee. Did you need to poop as well? Go to that basket, then you also touched the clothes that were in there, right? That must be then it. Do you have any memories of putting on your clothes? I do remember. A snag? What do you mean? It was with the buttons. Buttons? That's right, the buttons. We're buttoning up. Those aren't buttons. That would mean you put on your clothes? Right. Then any other reason to be buttoning buttons? I think it does what happened with your clothes in your testimony. Yeah, sure. Bert kept getting snagged on the groove in the buttons. Nothing but buttons. Who wears buttons on their shirt? That has buttons on. That has buttons? That's what I'm wondering. I don't think so. I'm assuming that's what they're getting at with this. Snagged on the groove. Buttons on the shirt had this little dent in them, you know? When I kept, when I put them through those holes you push buttons in, the fabric kept getting caught in those dents. It took a while to button them up. I see. Wait, what? Not so sure I see, actually. Seems it's not only the buttons that hit a snag. You mean? Koichi, can you look down at the clothes you're wearing right now? My clothes? What's wrong with them? Can't you see the issue with your testimony? Ah! That's right, Koichi. There's nothing I'd call a groove on those diamond-shaped buttons of yours. But those are supposed to be. But as you can be like, oh, those are evidence, Baka! I'll miss this next when I beat this game. Or what is this? What now? Why did the shape of buttons change? Ah, yeah. What's going on? Witness, could you explain this? I don't know. I don't understand it either. They were dents. I felt them under my fingers. Because I remember them getting stuck in the holes. Really, I do not know anymore. Lawyer, you dredged up this nonsense yourself, so it's up to you to provide an explanation. I would do that even if you tried to stop me. Eh? Then you already know the answer? Naturally, I do. Is that true, Aya? There's no need for everyone to be acting so shocked. The answer is absurdly simple. And please explain, defense. Is it gonna be just Tori's clothes? Yeah. If there was a groove, they would have been like the heart-shaped buttons on Satori's clothes. True that a heart-shaped curve shape has a groove at it. Well, this makes sense because Satori's clothes were on top of the basket. So if she was unconscious, she would have grabbed those clothes. Someone else grabbed Koishi's clothes because Satori's clothes ended up on the bottom of the basket.
and Koishi's on top when Satori went back to them, right? So someone during this period took Koishi's clothes, put it back later. It's true, the heart shape has a groove at the top. What does that have to do with any of this? Dude, Patchley, how do you not see this? The most obvious thing in the world. At the time, what Koishi put on was not her own outfit. It was her sister Satori's clothes. What? Oh, got it. Why? For what possible reason would the witness put on her sister's clothes? I can't say for certain, but we do know that at the time, Satori's clothes would have been above Koishi's. And so Koishi might have just unconsciously put on the first clothes she could grab. When you think about it like that, it isn't that strange. This is how we're gonna get Hachi go along. She's gonna agree with this under the notion that, like, it doesn't mean anything. That makes some sense. It will explain the unexpected change in the shape of the buttons. What do you think, witness? I see now. You're right, lawyer. It definitely put on Sis's clothes back then. I remember it. That's how it was after all. Is Patchy gonna go along with this? Okay, she is actually caving to this. That's important. Well, it does not particularly matter which clothes the witness was wearing, does it? What matters is that she did get dressed. I suppose so. In the end, this does not seem to be a very significant contradiction. This means the stain could have and possibly happened with Koishi wearing them. For what it's worth. Wait, this means whoever put the... Ooh. No. This actually helps, because that means she wasn't wearing her own clothes. That means someone put the one piece of the sign purposely into Koishi's clothes. For the moment, shall we resume the cross-examination, starting with this new fact? Okay, I get it. Step forward for us. You really did punch Satori's clothes. That's right, no doubt about it. This scent was all around me, and that's why it was so strong that I remembered it. Dude, that's girl scent. I was wearing her clothes. It felt like when Sis would hug me. Well, actually, the sense of smell and taste have long been known to be deeply tied to memory. Many stories have been written that feature the power of certain spices to elicit recollection. Oh, many stories have been written that feature the power of certain spices to recollection. That was a weird one to read for some reason. Maybe you will say so. That seems we can believe this testimony. Actually helping us out. Like I thought. Wish they'd share a strong bond after all. Here's of Satoria, the spice that'll save Koishi. Isn't that touching? And now it's my turn to teach that something that frosty and sensitive know-it-all. You really are someone special, Satori. You might not be the one standing here right now, but you're definitely still defending your sister. What are you mumbling about now? There's something I need to make perfectly clear. Koishi was not the culprit in that incident. What? What in the world are you talking about? Yeah, you're saying I didn't do it? How can you be so sure? It's simple. At the time of the incident, you would have been wearing Satori's clothes. This evidence should have never been in your pocket. That's... Peace. The sign. Please recall Satori's testimony from yesterday. And it was this piece of the sign in Koishi's pocket. When Koishi went out, she had Satori's clothes on. If she had committed the crime then, this piece should have been found in Satori's pocket. So it must have been planted there by someone else. Then It wasn't you. You're completely innocent. Yep. After causing the incident, the witness might have placed the evidence in her own pocket while going back through the changing room.
There wouldn't be any issue then. Why would Koichi deliberately incriminate herself? Subconscious? What if she was acting so unconsciously? There'd be no logic behind her actions. Well then, why would she do that? Wrong. The more habitual and commonplace an action is, the easier it is to do unconsciously. And conversely, anything that is convoluted would have been done unconsciously. Putting an object in the pocket of clothes you aren't even wearing isn't something you do without thinking. The speculating of someone conscious like you won't be convincing anyone. We've all seen how unreliable the witness's memory is. We do not know just how far we can believe her. That is to say, she could have imagined this whole mess, and have been actually wearing her own clothes. And see, I was wondering if she could argue this. This witness's testimony be relied on. Become a point of contention. I fear this discussion will not advance further. Yeah, except from Koichi's testimony, there's no other proof of this. What should I do? Wait, I remember now, the whole thing. How convenient. The Gensokyo mass amnesia incident. The only time I actually believe it. So please listen to me. Mata. Ooh, that was a pretty nice mata. There's no need for that. The witness's memory. The witness said that she remembers, and what she's gonna say be saying is testimony. If you want to deny it, I'll have to ask you to please show some evidence. Fuck you! I'll sustain the defense's objection. The witness will testify. Thanks. I remember why I put on Sis's clothes. Just because they were on top? Nope. Even if they were, I would have tried to put on my own clothes. But I couldn't, because my clothes were gone. Are you kidding me? Like patchy, dude, I was all fucking patchy over. Order, why would your clothes have disappeared? I don't know. My clothes were in our basket. So I had to put on Sister's clothes on instead. As you heard, Your Honor, while Koichi and the others were in the bath, their clothes disappeared. That would mean these clothes were taken away by someone other than them. No way. However, what might that person have wanted with these clothes? Did you forget? What about that piece of the broken sign found in Koishi's pocket? Oh, Renosuke, dude. Dude, if it is, he was the plaintiff in the very, very first trial. If this is doing, I'd love it. Please, give me the Renosuke. It won't. It's not gonna be. Lawyer, can't seriously mean. No way I'd stop after coming this far. Let's see this through to the end. Here's the defense's stance. Koishi's clothes were stolen and a piece of the sign was planted in her pocket. Here's my problem. It's been almost 2 hours already. Is the trial like... Hell of a peak. This whole series is half peak and half just awful. It's a really one point actually fun bit. He's stealing Koishi's panties, yo. By an entirely new suspect who is the culprit. New suspect. They caused this incident and attempted to lay the blame on it for Koichi. Using these clothes. Apple the bottom, I just rainbow first, so that's a good point. Miss Attorney, I'm so very sorry to rain on your parade, but the time has come to live up to your commitments. You fuck you fucking skank. Game over. What do you mean? I proved that new evidence came out because of this. You cannot pull this bullshit on me, Patchy. This is why fuck this is one of the reasons I like this game. I'm almost done with the series. Oh, I'm getting close to being done with the series. What do you mean? You remember the entire reason you were allowed to call Koichi Komeiji as a witness to begin with, I hope. You are such a skank. It was ordered to prove that there was not a suspect in the paper theft case. Precisely. However, all the defense has shown here is that the existence of a new suspect in that broken sign incident. And so, as far as those deliberations go, the defense has proven absolutely nothing. What? Well, that's the thing about Lobotomy Corp. Despite being being called Lobotomy Corporation, there sure is, like, not a lot of lobotomies.
in that game. However, Komeji's cross-examination produced no results. You would admit the defendant must be killed. Aiki's even disagreeing with your bullshit, Patchy. We found evidence that there might be a different culprit. You didn't provide evidence. Go fuck yourself. And now I'll hold you to that promise. You still don't understand, Patchy. I've already shown everything I need. There is now a new suspect in the case of the robbery at my office. How come? Who's how? Advise the workers. I mean, do you just count like simple murder as a lobotomy? We're both in agreement. The thief who stole the paper did so to obstruct reporting on the broken sign. And now we know of another suspect in that incident. In that case, that person also has a motive for stealing my paper. What? Then defense, you will affirm that the culprit in both these incidents was the same individual? Is that such a surprise, Your Honor? From the beginning, this was the defense's stance. But it was Tenchi standing here in my place. Tenchi, my beloved, the greatest lawyer in all of Gensokyo. Rest in peace. So, you will carry on the claims of Tenchi Hin and I. That's right. And of course, this culprit is not Yomo Kunpaku, nor one of the Komeiji sisters. You think she's gonna stall this to a day 3? I feel like that's where this is going right now. I hope that's where it's going, so I can take it a break. Then 2 hours of this. Almost. That's correct. Then who in the world are they? I don't know that yet either. Momiji. Lawyer, do you think this is a joke? No. I'm not trying to be funny. That's, I hope you're aware of the situation you are in. Thank you for the ball display, silly. Content. I play this game every Friday and Monday. How about this time? Although I don't know if I'll stream next Friday because it's Halloween and I might be busy, but... I went to Akoshi's clothes and caused the incident, sure of it. Although I hate to break it to you, I'm already like almost done with this series. But there's still a little bit left. Damn, it'll be really bad if you don't do anything. I can see that. What any leads to the culprit's identity? What are you gonna do? If there's nothing else, we'll move on to the verdict. It's Aiki's favorite thing to say. No, this is not the last game. There is still one other spin-off, although there's a side story after this trial I have to do. Then there's one additional spin-off. I think the other games of dev afterwards. Yeah, I should go play some hentai games on stream. This was your agreement. I would if Twitch let me, okay? I can spin off. Yeah, but there's one more spin-off. 1.5, which is... I know it's 1.5, but it's actually like the last game the dev made in the series. Don't ask me why. This was your agreement. Please wait. Koishi! Yeah? Did you meet anyone around that time? Like some fishy character? Waggy Saggy! Fishy, if you say that. The culprit put that splinter in your shirt pocket. Does that bring anything to mind? Not a lot ever comes to my mind, you know? No use. Any further discussion? Ah, my pocket. Right, my pockets. Gensokyo mass amnesia incident. Was there something about your pockets, Koishi? I do remember. When I left the hot spring after, Sis and I headed back to Chiriden. There was a reporter who talked to me. What did I say from early on the trial? They're my top 3 suspects. One was Reimu, because I know this game hates Reimu. 2 was Marissa, because I know this game hates Marissa. Number 3 was Taters. All of a sudden, she pointed at my skirt and told me to show what I had in my pockets. I kind of, like, suspected her from the very, very beginning, but the trial took, like, so many extra turns. Truly! There wasn't anything in there. So the reporter just walked away looking confused. The Satori would have already taken it out by then. The sheep. Koishi! You tell us that reporter's name. Sorry, I don't remember most people's names very well. I'd never met her before. Kind of characteristic of hers. She was wearing a purple checkered skirt, and she had her hair in 2 long tails. I wonder who she's talking about. Purple skirt. 2 long tails. That does sound familiar. That's gotta be Hatane. Wait. Oh, is this why her spirit photography the photos couldn't work on the scene. Nothing could be made out by my photos. Oh no. My photos couldn't provide any true evidence. Oh no. Oh, this is tragic. Oh no. Disaster. Prosecution. Hatane Himakaido is to be summoned as a witness as promptly as possible. Yes. Until that witness is ready, court will be in recess. Okay, here's the question. How long is this going to take for the rest of this trial? It's kind of guessing time. I guess if it's pretty quick, a logic here is that, like, I still do have to do the, whatchamacallit? Why can't I remember it? I still have to do the side story in this game, because there's a separate side story I have to. That's what. Yeah, there's apparently a side story of Momiji meeting Aya. It's already been 2 hours. No. I think. Like, the fact that there's a recess here, like, the problem is if we, like let's just say it's Hatane. Let's say Hatane comes out and we accuse her successfully and she's, like, the culprit. It's gonna take at least, like, 45 minutes. Right? Like, minimum 30 to 45 minutes, maybe closer to an hour. And maybe it's longer, too. Like, there's no way this wraps up quickly. And then I got the side story and then the next game. You managed to pull through, Aya. Yeah, I've also been streaming for 4 hours already today. And like the thing is, if I was like, oh, it's only gonna be like 15 minutes, I'd do it. But like, it's already, you know. So drag this to the moon. That's the thing. I have no doubt that it's probably gonna take a hot second. So, and like, worst comes to worst, like if it's well, because here's the thing. If it's the thing also about delaying is if it's long, then it'll take up the whole of Monday. And if it's like 45 minutes to an hour, then I still have the short story to do after. on Monday. So I think I'll just call it here. Take this good spot to stop, because the other issue is something tells me there's not going to be a better spot to stop than here if I do stop. So I think I'll call her for now.